Hey, Jim.
Hey. Okay. There we go.
And let's go with refresh. Podcast with edit video. SEO is in. The search terms are in. Okay, and
Trendy Nick.
hey, Nick, what's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Nothing like getting blasted from your freaking audio in the morning.
Man, it's loud. I just gotta say.
Okay. It should be okay. Nick, how's it going? Thank you for all the retweets. You and Jiminy, man. You guys are all over it, and I appreciate that so much. It's nice to have friends, man. It's nice to have friends. You guys are my friends, and I appreciate that. Friends retweet friends, man. You know? And, I guess some people don't want to say they're friends with a millionaire. I get it. Whatever. But those of you that
Aaron
do,
eyed.
man, thank you. Hey, Aaron.
Good morning, Nay.
People that come to the podcast, man.
Patrick John Welder.
Hey.
Hey, Nay. Greatest podcaster in the world is true to me as you're the one I watch the most.
Thanks. I appreciate that. So let's start with my tweet this morning to International Delight. This is the creamer that I love, and I use it all the time, but my mom is like a psycho when it comes to recycling. She's a recyco, so I like to call her a recyco.
Brian Rutkowski.
Hey, Brian.
Supna.
How's it going, buddy? Good to see you. And this has a plastic coating on it, right? So when you look at the bottle, it's got the recycle instructions on it, and it shows that the plastic on the bottom is recyclable, but you see the cross through the other one? That means the plastic wrapper is not recyclable, and it must be removed by the consumer. So that wouldn't be such a big deal if the manufacturers put a tiny little pull tab on here that would strip this right off. Like
Roger Batchelder.
any engineer
Cheers.
that's ever been involved in packaging understands what a pull tab is and why there would be a necessity to have something like that on something like this, where you're encouraging your customers to take a sharp object and try to pry plastic off. My mother's 81 years old. She had a steak knife, and she was trying to pry. I said, give me that, Mom. She's like, what? I'm like, no, just stop. I'm not, you're going to stab yourself. She's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, well, they're supposed to design this with a pull tab, so you don't have to grab a sharp object and try to cut yourself. And society has shamed people into thinking that if you don't do that, if you don't risk your life, your limb, or your good health to try to scrape something off with a sharp object, well, then you're a bad person. You're not doing it right. And I say this. Take this and throw it in the frickin' garbage until they learn how to put a pull tab on it that will take them all of 1 second to design and 2 seconds to manufacture, to change the manufacturing sticker that goes on this thing. 2 seconds, right? Hire a new engineer. Hire someone better. Hire someone who can figure out how to get a pull tab on this. A little tiny extra little flap of plastic so you can rip it off. And then your customers are putting themselves at risk by taking knives or whatever and trying
Billy
to get this off.
Thornton. What is that creamer?
This is International Delight creamer. It's the French vanilla, and it's fantastic.
Roger Batchelder. Coffee Mate has a pull tab.
So they need to compete with Coffee Mate, Roger, right? Can you believe this? I went all over this with my glasses. There's no pull tab. And I'm like, what's someone supposed to do to get this off, you know? My mom grabs a knife. If there was just a little
Aranide.
tab at the bottom, it would be cool.
So ridiculous. One serrated line with a peel tab down the middle of it would work fine and take an extra 2 seconds for their assembly machines to do.
It almost looks like they've got one on there. Isn't that funny? It looks like a little zipper line right there, but there's no tab to pull. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm pulling at that area with my thumb. That's just stupid, dude.
Aranide.
I'm not...
Take a razor blade down the side. Who cares if you cut the bottle in half? Probably the safest way.
Bro, holding a razor blade while holding something like this when you're an 81-year-old woman? Are you fucking kidding me?
Aranide. That line is where the wrap meets itself,
Yeah,
I believe.
it is. But, a human being shouldn't have to use a razor blade when all you need is a little pull tab, bro. I think my idea is way better than yours. And my mother shouldn't have to use a razor blade to recycle stuff.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Whatever happened to the simple ring seal like they have on milk jugs? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, you want
Treasure Coast
you want your
Waters.
children to have jobs.
Morning, y'all.
So you send them off to go to engineering school, so they learn engineering, and then they go into these jobs, and they have to try to come up with something so they'll stay hired, so they can keep their job. So they have to come up with inventions and things. And like you said, we don't need them. If everything was already invented properly, then you bring all these kids in with their stupid re-engineer ideas. Oh, who needs a pull tab? I'm going to
Aranide.
re-engineer the pull tab right off of that. People
I
can use
totally
razor blades.
am not disseeing. Makes me not want to buy from that company.
I know, right? And it's what's
Brian
sad is this
Rutkowski.
makes my coffee taste so good.
He is missing your point.
I think he got my point now, though. I think he's on track, which is cool. He's like, just take a razor blade.
Halo.
I'm like, my mom shouldn't have to take a
Naze
razor
Eat.
blade. Halo, what's up, buddy? Thank you, Nate's great. Thank you, buddy. Either that or how about this? Why don't you make the cover out of recyclable plastic too?
Tracy Sanders. Have tried to put in hot water. Jody Melnick.
Hot water. See, hey Jody.
Mornin' Nay.
You see that? Look at all the people that are commenting and saying, I do this, I do that, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. Put a bright red little pull tab on there so everybody can see it. Put a big letter, say pull tab, so you can recycle. Recycle tab. Stop making us into a bunch of recycos. That's all I'm saying. And you guys do your job. You know how much money this company's probably worth?
Aranide.
They're probably $1 billion
I
company.
thought you were asking us a safe way to remove it. I never didn't understand your point.
My point was my mother's 81 years old and there needs to be an easier way to do it. She shouldn't have to grab a sharp
Treasure
implement
Coast Waters.
and risk cutting herself.
We
going
do
to
need
the
some
hospital
type
or
of bomb
dying.
protector, though, preventing
She
breakage.
could kill herself trying to open this, guys.
Treasure Coast Waters.
My mom could die trying to open this.
LOL.
Trying to get this plastic off of here. Bong protector, preventing breakage. They've got silicone bongs now. I highly recommend them. I've got one, but it's in California. Some of the silicone bongs are fantastic, and I really recommend you look into them. It's a great solution to glass. And I've got a glass bong that's wrapped in silicone, and that works great too. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's see.
Aranide. What confuses me is what makes the outer plastic wrap not able to be recycled.
Me too!
Why can the thick jug be, but not the thin wrap?
And why can't you just put the print
Treasure
right
Coast
on the
Waters.
jug?
10 to 4.
Why can't you just print right on the
Aranide.
jug?
Why can't they just wrap with plastic that's able to be recycled?
Right! There's so many different answers, man. But, re-engineers couldn't figure any of this out, Aaron. Re-engineers, they're doing everything wrong. It's all about the re-engineers. That's what it's about. Re-engineers. Once again, we talk about re-engineers. You don't break something that ain't broke. And that's all a re-engineer does all day. They try to come up with ways to make things worse so they can get their stupid little paycheck. You know, I'm watching these advertising campaigns. You realize that, you know, all white men are dumb, and the only smart people on advertisements are black men with beards. And that the white man that's clean shaven, that's the guy that's always getting made the butt of every fucking joke. I'm seeing it more and more and more. But if you're a bearded black man, well, you're what's hip. You're what's happening. So, hey, all my African-American friends out there, hey, guys, make sure you grow out those beards so you can fit right in with what the advertising executives say you're supposed to look like. You're the top of society, bro. You're the best we have to offer. The bearded African-American male. You are the answer to all of America's problems. Fucking hilarious. Did I sound like a racist just then? Let me tell you something. It's exactly what the advertising executives want me to sound like. They want to paint me into that corner and force me to sound like I'm sounding right now. So that a lot of you, when you listen to me, you're going to be turned off. But the smart ones, when you listen to me, you're going to be like, fucking Naya is nailing it. Thank you.
You know, they're using minorities to, you know, sell things. And pretending they're you know, it's disingenuous.
It's not just that, but we're supposed to like those minorities better when they shove them in our faces. Let me give you a perfect example. We had a problem, and we still do, with Asians being attacked in this country. I get it. I understand it. It's fucking stupid, but it's part of racism. It's part of being in the United States. But this is the advertisement executive's answer to doing that. Let's take an Asian kid and have him scream right in your face, right in the camera, like this, and go, "It's dirty!" Oh, yeah, that's going to make me love an Asian kid. That's going to make me love Asian kids now. Oh, I'm looking out to go find one right now. You know, I just can't wait. It's dirty! It's dirty! Oh, yeah, man, you're so attractive. Oh, that's just such a wonderful, just such a pleasant thing, you know? It's sturdy, screaming it in the fucking camera. And all I want to do is reach through that camera and punch that little fucker in his face. It's got the reverse effect on us. You know, it's not working, advertising executives. Shoving stereotypes down our throats doesn't make us like them any better. In fact, dare I say that you're having the opposite
Positive
effect?
prejudice, I believe it's called, if you don't fit the new demographic.
Positive prejudice? I've never heard that term.
That's interesting.
I like it. I like that. Positive prejudice.
Yeah,
Jody
yeah,
Melnick. Indeed.
I get it. So, hey, at least you know the guy you're watching gets it. And I'll talk about it. You know why? Because they got me so bear-trapped and clamped down and silenced that it doesn't matter what I say on this show. So, hey, thank you, I guess. Thank you, algorithms and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and all of you for giving me the freedom to say whatever I want on this show, because y'all are just ignoring me, not my audience. But the social media platforms are just, you know, shoving me into a little tiny corner where my voice is just a little tiny flea and barely anybody can hear me, and that's okay with them. And you know what? It's okay with me too. Because I don't care if millions of people hear my voice or not anymore. I just want to get it out. I just want to process. That's why I'm here. I'm no longer going for the, you know, I got on Twitter this morning, I saw one of my tweets had 1 impression. They showed my tweet to one person. And I was like, wow! 1 whole impression! Thank you! Twitter, oh, wow! I wonder how many impressions Jordan Peterson gets as soon as he puts up a tweet.
Oh, no. A lot more than that.
More than 1.
Treasure Coast Waters. Lolo.
You know, because Jordan Peterson makes so much more sense than me. He should have a lot more listeners. So I get it. He's a lot smarter than me. He's a professor, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just some stupid dude. So nobody should be hearing what I say. It's perfect. It's perfect. Let me tell you this. All of you that are here, though, you're hearing me, and it means a lot to me, and I appreciate all of you. Let me try to fix this chat, because I love that all of you are here. Look at that. What's going on over in the sphere? What's going on in the sphere? We got nothing in the sphere here. I got to do this every show. Hold on. I got to do the setup. There we go. Look at that. Oh, we're in the double digits. The double digits. I like that. I like that there's 20 people watching my show. 21 people watching my show. And not just that there's 21 people here watching, but that you guys seem to be
Jimmy
enjoying
Carter.
yourselves. And I'm glad.
The algorithm has you pinged as a criminal for your cannabis usages.
Yes. Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. They don't want people to see the use of cannabis because in some states, they call it illegal, or in some countries it's illegal or whatever.
Treasure Coast Waters.
It's got to be it. Treasure, I haven't seen you
Cheers,
forever.
trendy number one.
Where have you been, Treasure? Is everything all right? Cheers, Treasure, Jim, Jimmy, Jody, everyone that's over in the sphere. Thank you for being here, guys. Cheers. No law regarding cannabis. Like it says on my shirt. No law regarding cannabis.
Treasure Coast Waters. Very good, thank you.
Used to come to a lot of shows. Haven't seen you in a long time. Everything okay, or did you just lose the subscription to my channel, or what?
Francesco Moro. Morning. Treasure Coast Waters.
I'm sorry.
And Papast.
I'm sorry.
B.
That sucks.
D. Robin.
You must be young.
Middle-aged white men are the victims of the positive prejudice. You have to be a minority and help with demographics.
Well, I'm growing a beard and turning black. I'm gonna turn black. That's all. I'm gonna become Rome
Treasure Coast
so
Waters.
that I can get a fucking tweet out there.
Everyone all good now. 83 years old, R.I.P.
That was a hell of a bong rip. Orange bud. Just really got me good. Really got me good. I really needed that. I was a little uptight this morning. My old buddy, Buddy, his name is Buddy, he used to watch this show, and he said this was one of his favorite things, was to see me all worked up and angry, and then to see me smoke cannabis and to calm down. He said, that was my favorite part. I like watching you calm down, bro. It's cathartic for me, he said. I should call him and be like, why don't you watch my show anymore, bro? I should probably just go by his house and surprise him. He's such a nice guy, too. He gave me that Left Coast bong. That green bong, my favorite bong. It's still sitting in California. My buddy. All right, we got other things to talk about. Check this out. Things on my chair here. The real world consequences of online hate. It's a whole half page on the front
Treasure
page of
Coast
the opinion
Waters.
section.
Perfect Florida
Dedicated
day.
to
It's gonna
trying
be
to
a good one.
explain
Gorgeous out here.
why there's so much anti-Semitism on the internet today. Let me just tell you something. Criticizing Israel is not anti-Semitic. So that eliminates probably 75% of what this opinion piece is covering. Yeah, being someone who grew up Jewish, I understand what anti-Semitism is. I experienced it when I was younger. I experience it today, even though I don't consider myself Jewish anymore, and I don't really take that much offense to it anymore because I don't call myself Jewish. I will defend Jews, and I will act like someone who is Jewish if you do get anti-Semitic with me. My mother is Jewish, my father's Jewish, and you're gonna, if you're gonna espouse fighting words, then I'm here to fight you over it. Otherwise, personally, I don't really take much notice of it. When I see it on the internet, I just whatever, for the most part. And what I mean is anti-Semitism, actual anti-Semitism, not criticism of Israel, which I see constantly, which is healthy and good, and there should be criticism of all governments. And you don't get to say that criticism of one government means that you're a bad person because you're criticizing this one government. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. So anybody critical of Israel, you're not automatically an anti-Semite. Ilhan Omar, you're not automatically an anti-Semite because you said that Israel is so focused on money. Sorry, not an anti-Semitic statement. America is focused on money too. They want you to send all your money to Ukraine. So don't even fucking go there. You're not allowed to mention money because there's Jews involved. Fuck you. It's a problem. We're allowed to say these things. And it's not anti-Semitic. Now, if you were to make a comment like, this, the reason why is because they're all Jews, well, then that would be an anti-Semitic statement. And then I would take issue with that. And I would start showing you, a million other examples of people who aren't Jewish who are greedy as fuck. But I digress. Because, boy, this conversation's about to take a turn. As I've been on the internet, and starting out as someone on the internet, when I started out on the internet, I was pro-Israel. Considered myself a Zionist. Someone who felt like Israel had a right to exist. And that's what Zionism is, okay? That's it. It's the definition of Israel has a right to exist. Well, after spending years of, not researching it, but just being exposed to the conversation on social media, I've changed. I've changed my opinion, and realized, hey man, why does Israel have the right to exist? Does America have the right to exist? Would the indigenous people that we murdered to steal this land from them agree with that statement? Would the Palestinians who were living on that land when Israel and the Great Britain and all of these armies came in there and took that land away from them, would they agree with that? The people who were living there? So it brings up questions, and I had questions, and I got involved in conversations, and I start paying more attention to it, and then the more attention I paid to it, the more I realized, hey man, I'm on the wrong side of this. I am totally on the wrong side of this thing. And I'm going to say it right now. Yeah, man, Palestinians do horrible things to Israelis, but you know what? Israelis do horrible things to Palestinians. And when you start trying to weigh one against the other like my mother does, you come off sounding like some kind of a fucking lunatic. And I couldn't sound like that anymore. And I had to look and see what Israel was actually doing. So I started following Palestinians on Twitter. All right? I started with Richard Medhurst. He was following some of that stuff a few years ago. And I was connecting with some of the people that he
Billy
was following.
Ballantyne. Morning.
And then I got into it. And then I realized what's not...
Stephen O'Neill.
Hey, Billy. Hey, G. Stephen.
Morning.
What's up? What's not being told is the reason why we get accused of being anti-Semitic when we critique Israel. Because that other side of the story isn't being told to the masses here in the United States. It's not. But you can go seek it out. If you want the full truth, I recommend you do it so you have a better understanding of the politics of that region. So when I see an article like this, and, they hid it. It doesn't say anti-Semitism. It doesn't say anti-Semitism. It doesn't say that, does it? In the title. It says the real world consequences of online hate. But you know what the first word of the article is? Anti-Semitism. So they hide it. They hide it. They don't want to say, the real world consequences of anti-Semitism online. They don't want to say that because they don't want people to know that that's what they're talking about. They're already subverting, which is silly, but there it is. I mean, this whole article is about that. It's just kind of weird they left it out. I'm just saying.
Treasure Coast
All right.
Waters. Nice nay.
I don't have my reading glasses here, so I'm pretty sure. Anti-Semitism, the world's oldest bigotry, festers around the globe and at home, where it's at its worst since incident
Mr. Blue
records
313
have been
sets
kept.
10.
Hey, Bad Blue Jaws.
Morning, folks.
Good morning. Oh, we got to tap in. We got to tap in, folks. Cheers, Jimmy. Cheers, Bad Blue Jaws. Cheers, Treasure Coast. Cheers, the Rumble Spheres. Cheers to the Rumble Spheres. The Rumble Spheres.
Billy Valentine.
The Spheres.
I've always found that weird.
The Spheres.
Israelis have a separate word for racism against them, but all other heritages is just racism. Treasure Coast Waters.
Anti-Semitism.
Cheers.
That's interesting.
Mr. Blue 313
I
sets
never
10.
even thought about that.
Cheers.
Wow, the Jews have their own word for racism against them. Anti-Semitism. It's
The cannabis
special-
connoisseur.
It's the chosen word.
Good morning, everyone.
Anti-Semitism is the chosen word, I guess. All right, bottom of the hour.
Stephen Running.
Steve Running, cheers. Cannabis
morning,
Connoisseur, cheers. Treasure Coast Waters, Bye Blue Jaws, Jiminy, Jims. I'm bringing it back. Cheers, guys. No longer going to get it.
Kevin Monaco. Bong Rip. Treasure Coast Waters. Morning Trendies. Kevin Monaco. Some dudes threw bricks through my neighbor's ride when the garbage truck came. Jimmy Carter. I'm anti-Semite, they burn too much diesel. Kevin Monaco.
Anti-Semite.
Cheers.
You're an anti-Semite. You're an anti-Semite. Why are you kicking the tires on that big truck?
Treasure Coast Waters. Kevin Monaco. Legend.
All right, I'm going to read you guys this article. Here we go. Anti-Semitism, the world's oldest bigotry, festers around the globe and at home, where it's at its worst since incident records have been kept. I'm sorry that was choppy. I don't have my glasses on. In recent days, a brawl attributed to insults broke out between soccer teams. So this is very anecdotal. They're going into an anecdote. Okay, something happened. And, an incident. And then it says, the Anti-Defamation League reported a record 2,717 incidents in 2021, up 34% from the year before. A survey last year found more than 3/4 of Americans believe at least one common anti-Semitic trope, and 20% hold to 6 or more of them. It can't happen here. It's happening here. Okay, so let me stop right there. So an anti-Semitic trope. That would be like, this was a good one. There is a fund. It's the Jew Fund. And the Jew Fund is there for all Jews when they need money. And they can just go to this magical bank and get money. Jews. Anytime they want. There's a magical Jew bank. Have you guys heard that one? Somebody came into my chat. I'd never heard that before. And somebody came into my chat and said that. And I said to myself, I was like, oh, that's funny. Come to find out, no, it's a trope, man. There's actually, it's a commonly held belief. Jewish gold. Right? Right? So when this article says that people believe these tropes, I can personally, anecdotally attest for the fact that that one guy that came in that one time and said that one trope to me and he believed it, and I told him no, it wasn't. I literally told the guy, I was like, bro, trust me, man, I know there isn't. I mean, I would know. I told him my father went bankrupt. There was no fund where he could just go get money. Trust me, I'm like, we would know. You know, my parents are way up in the community. We'd know about that fund if it existed, right? I told the guy, and he was like, I was like, yeah, man, I heard that, blah, blah, blah. I was wondering where he heard it. Wasn't the only guy that ever came into my podcast with a freaking anti-Semitic trope. Just saying, it wasn't the only time. So, yeah, that one guy that one time did that one thing, and a whole bunch of other people have done a whole bunch of others. So, this is true. There are a number of people, and this says 3/4 of Americans believe. A survey last year, I'm laughing because I'm in shock. I'm sorry. This is psychotic. Dude, a survey last year found more than 3/4 of Americans believe at least one common anti-Semitic trope, and 20% hold to 6. You know, the one that says the Jews drink the blood of children. That's one of my favorites. That's an old one, and it's like, yeah, the Jews go out and they kidnap children, and then they drink their blood. And that's like that's way more common than the Jew gold one. It's even, I've heard that one a bunch. And there's so many more. So, yeah, you know, I'm here to dispel the myths, guys. You know, not true, but I digress. You know, we could get into where something like that might come from, and I'm not an expert in this at all, but when they circumcise Jewish boys, you know, the moil, you know, has, you know, been known to put his mouth on that freaking area. You know, it's a religious thing or blah 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 or whatever, and from that stupidity, whatever the fuck that is, that's the guy that performs the circumcision. Whatever that stupidity is, that's probably where that freaking myth came from. I wouldn't be surprised. But, you know, because if you were a stranger and you'd never been to a bris before, and let's say the Moyle did that, you'd be like, he's drinking the blood of a baby. I saw it. There's a ceremony where they cut open a baby and they drink their blood, and I watched it. It was a fucking circumcision. Mom at, man, I right? It's fucking sick. But if you saw something like that, you'd probably be like, yeah, dude, they're fucking drinking the blood of babies. That's what they do. It's a ceremony. You know, I could totally see how something. So, in all reality, just so you guys know, there's you know, legitimate reasons why people might get you know, a feeling like this. Hasidic Jews are something I know nothing about. Okay? It's a sect of Judaism that I've just never really learned about. And I can't speak for that part of the religion at all. And I don't know what goes on, but I've seen them with their, you know, I've seen them throwing rocks at Palestinians. I've seen them taking over homes and settling into land and bulldozing. I've seen groups of them throwing rocks and chasing Palestinians down the road like gangs. It's almost comical. It's like something you'd see in a comedy, except it's real and it's people are getting killed. You know? So there's a whole other side. There's a whole other side. There's the positive side and the negative side of everything, right? So let's see what else they say. The role of social media. Social media behemoths. Behemoth. That's a good word. Social media behemoths inflame bigotry, but efforts to hold them responsible clash with the federal law that shields them as if they were phone carriers. It's Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. I have no idea what I just read to you. 2 cases challenging that were heard by the U.S. Supreme Court this week. The parents of Nahimi Gonzalez, an American college student slain during terrorist attacks in Paris in November 2015, are appealing for the right to sue Google over ISIS posts on YouTube that they say led to the killings. ISIS claimed responsibility for the attacks, which killed 130 people. The family of Narwas Asaf, a Jordanian citizen, are seeking damages from Twitter for his death in a 2017 ISIS attack on a nightclub in Istanbul. However, they don't allege that the terrorists in that attack ever used Twitter. Both families sued under the 1996 Anti-Terrorism and Effective Death Penalty Act. You guys, that was all one mashed together paragraph. It was almost like reading one sentence, and it was so weird. Wasn't that? I don't know who these writers are, man, but this is just horribly written and weird. Let's see what they're getting at, because I'm kind of confused now. We're talking about ISIS posts on Twitter? What? These cases won't be easy calls because of the First Amendment. Whatever the court decides may force Congress to act. Either way, the issue is too grave to ignore. Twitter, Facebook, and similar platforms are commercial ventures that depend on advertising. They tailor their feeds to users' consumer tastes based on what their algorithms say. You gotta love this, right? The algorithms, the Gonzalezes argue, make social media the publisher rather than merely the distributor of the hate speech that the algorithms select, especially when ad revenue is shared with authors of the posts. Dude, what do you guys think? I'm gonna just take a break. We're gonna hit the BONN Here, I'm going to turn the chat back on, and I'm going to turn Jiminy back on. Sorry, Jim.
Blood on their faces
I muted
when
the
they
whole,
shoot a deer.
the whole system.
A useless tradition that can spread parasites and was stolen from natives. Hashtag dumb.
Wow. Okay. Anything else, guys? So when people get killed, they want to hold social media responsible because the algorithms promoted a post that someone saw on social media and decided to go out and kill people. How many people have read the Bible and decided to go out and kill people? This is bullshit. You know, come on. This is
Megsy
bullshit.
Williams.
You can't blame social media for
Let's
this.
get high, go high up in this bit, asterisk H.
Am I right? Am I right? This is a bullshit lawsuit. Anti-terrorism and effective death penalty
Billy
Act
Ballantyne.
from 1996.
You're not going to find a literate journalist in Florida. They think a paraff is what you use to jump out of a plane.
Right? And
Stephen
these
Running.
guys are from Florida, you're right.
Right.
Oh my God,
Megsy
Billy.
Williams. Total bull.
Right? Right, Megsy?
Woodchuck Montrose. You are right.
Thanks, Woodchuck. I love that you guys are participating today and having a voice in the chat. It's nice to hear you guys speaking out, man. OG Kush it is. That's what I like to say.
Oh, gee.
This article is not even halfway done yet, so I'll go get my glasses. I apologize for the trouble I'm having reading it. I realized when I held it more in the light I could see it better. It cleared it up for me. I'm gonna go grab my glasses. Go. Great. I got my glasses, so we'll continue this. The algorithms make social media the publisher rather than merely the distributor of the hate speech. Because the algorithms of the hate speech, rather than merely the distributor of the hate speech, that the algorithms select, especially when ad revenue is shared. I guess they've got real world problems, 100 and...
Megsy Williams.
How many people were killed?
I was going to go lemon, but I'll finish up my last of my OG Kush, best I've had.
I mean, if your algorithms are sharing ISIS and not me, I think that's a problem right there, worth looking at. But, I've never complained about the algorithms before. No law regarding cannabis. Quarter of the hour. Cheers, Jimmy. Cheers, Megsy. Cheers, Bad Bad Blue Draws on the Rumble Sphere. And all of you that are in the chat.
Billy Ballantyne. Florida is one big catfish. Promises fun, sun, babes, and speedboats. You get there only to choke on icy hot fumes and red tide. And the lobster bib is for the women, not the shellfish. Megsy Williams. Cheers.
Gatorland's cool though.
All right, let me get back into this. Oh, that's a lot better. All right, I'm muting my computer again. All right. An anti-Semite fired up by social media murdered 11 Jews at a Pittsburgh synagogue in 2017, one of the 6 fatal attacks since 2016. Yeah, that's true. I remember that. Dude's name was Booth, right? Last January, another terrorist took hostages at a synagogue in Texas. He recited the anti-Semitic trope that Jews control the world and demanded the release of a woman imprisoned for aiding terrorists in Afghanistan. Okay. Social media has figured in virtually every racially motivated major incident in recent years, whether the victims were black, Hispanic, or Jewish. Former President Trump perceived causing some anti-Semites as part of the problem. Yeah, I wonder if there was something else that these attacks had in common. A car? Maybe? Cars were used in all of these. Let's go after the cars. Also, weapons were used. And they're not mentioning that at all. These people had weapons to do what they did. They're not going to talk about that. They're just talking about the hate and the ideas and the speech. And let me tell you something. That's a problem. That's not what you control. You don't control the speech. That's, they want to muzzle you. They want to shut you up. And they're trying to appeal to people like me by saying, "Hey, look, there's anti-Semites out there. They're saying horrible things and doing horrible things." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, man. I'm on the internet every fucking day, bro. I do a podcast 3 times a day. I know who Nick Fuentes is. I'm aware. I've actually been to a Nick Fuentes podcast before, so I know what's up. I know how I've taken the temperature, and I know what's out there. I've seen a lot of it. Do I want to silence all of those voices and that evil? No, I don't want to silence it. I want to shine the spotlight on it. I want to know what they're seeing, what they're saying, what they're thinking, where they're at, and I want to be able to try to maybe reason with them, possibly, if that's a possibility. Because that's what a platform like this is for. Maybe you should have tried to engage ISIS. Maybe when they had those tweets, you should have said, "Hey, man, let's have a discussion about this before you start saying stuff like that. Maybe we could talk about this. Maybe we could, what's your problem? And we could try to figure it out. We could start working towards it." They're like, "No, we just want to kill everybody." Well, that's a problem. But you know what? That's free speech. And you start silencing ISIS, then you're going to start silencing, the Proud Boys, and then you're going to silence the fucking Republicans. Then you're going to silence, whoever the fuck else you want to go after that you disagree with. So, stop. You're acting like a bunch of Nazis, and you call yourselves Jews. It's pathetic. But I digress. Let me keep reading this article. Hey, Iron Lungs McGee! What's up, buddy? I'm glad you're here. All right. Here we go. So it says social media has figured in virtually every racially motivated major incident in recent years. Really? Has the Bible or Christianity? Has movies somehow? Video games? Let's just stop everything. Let's just end all the fun. Everything that everybody wants to do in your life, that doesn't adhere to what they think you should be doing. Let's just, do what they tell you while they're silencing people they disagree with. Hey, man, this gets the fucking top of a front page of a section in the Orlando Sentinel. We should silence everyone. I'm going to write them a letter to the editor about this whole thing, anti-Semitism. I'm like, yeah, anti-Semitism is bad, but you know what's worse? Trying to take people's speech away from them. I digress, though, and I apologize. Okay, anti-Semitism on the rise. Since October, the ADL has documented some 30 incidents quoting or referring to Ye, right, Kanye West, the anti-Semitic entertainer and designer formerly known as Kanye West, whom Trump invited to Mar-a-Lago. Fair enough. Hey, man. Hey, Kanye, you made your bed, bro. Now people get to refer to you like what you want to be referred to as. So, fair enough. Those include vandalism, banner drops, targeted harassment, campus propaganda distributions, including at Florida Atlantic University. Hey! Hey! Florida Atlantic University! We've heard of Florida Atlantic University, haven't we? That's where those two doctors came from with that bullshit study, isn't it? And I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. Ha! I guess they only mention Florida Atlantic University, in specific cases when they need that to make some kind of a point for their narrative. Where was I? Where was that? Oh my, that just made my whole week. There it is, including at Florida Atlantic University. Hey man, that's FAU, guys. Pfft, that's FAU that you've never heard of, and neither have I, until like 2 weeks ago, and now I've seen it again. Ye has been banned again from Twitter and should stay banned. Media like Twitter, that's the article, by the way, guys. I'm not saying that to ban Kanye West from social media. I'm not. I mean, if you're not going to play by the rules, you gotta. I have to play by the rules. You have to play by the rules too. And if you're going to break the rules, you're going to get punished or whatever. I support them in enforcing that. But I'm not saying silence Kanye completely. He's got a serious problem, and I think he puts a spotlight on mental health issues, bro. And I'm serious. I'm completely serious when I say that. No joking. We all know Kanye's got some issues. And it allows people to go, hey, you know what? I got issues too. I could be famous and make a lot of money. I could be successful and have mental issues. That's one thing. That'll help people. Number two, it shows people that, hey, man, yeah, he had a thing, he did a thing, and he knows how to make a lot of money, whatever. But he's also got this going on too. And it's not everybody's perfect, and he needs help. He's got serious, the problem with Kanye is when he's not making any sense is when he thinks he is making the most sense. And that's some kind of a sickness. If you're watching this show and I'm doing that, let me know. Because I need to be checked. I know I get crazy like Kanye. I get crazy and yell and whatever. I got my opinions and I think I'm always right and blah, 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 blah. But if I'm getting it wrong, man, please let me know. I'm going delusional or whatever. I need to know. Because then I need to go seek help. This conversation we're having right now about this, my mother and I probably completely disagree on it. That's why I'm whispering sometimes. I'm talking about it. But she's the one that told me to read this. Little did she know. Right? That fingerprint isn't on the lens. It's on my eye. So, and Ye has been banned from Twitter and should stay banned, says Julie Anderson and Chris Fluker. It says editor-in-chief and opinion editor. Media like Twitter and Facebook have been unable or unwilling to adequately monitor what is posted on their own pages. Yeah, I know. I've always been like, hire more people. YouTube lies. You're dealing with a computer all the time. They're lying and telling you that our people reviewed your content. Bullshit. That's why you get, like Cyber says, you get a response within 2 fucking minutes. They can't reasonably see everything before it goes out, but they should be responsible for taking down what's intended to incite hateful acts. The lethal influence of anti-social media has been felt in tragic incidents around the world from New York to New Zealand. I believed what I read online and acted out of hate, said the 19-year-old who killed 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket at a sentencing hearing last week. New York Attorney General Letitia James made the same point in a detailed report on the shooting. Several online platforms played an undeniable role in this racist attack, she said. First, by radicalizing the shooter as he consumed voluminous amounts of racist and violent content, helping him prepare for the attack, and finally allowing him to broadcast it. Social, like I'm broadcasting myself right now to you guys. I shouldn't be able to do this because, you know, I might do something crazy. This is what they're trying to do, guys. This should frighten you. This is New York Attorney General Letitia James that doesn't think people should be able to live broadcast from the internet, you know, because somebody used it once to do something awful. No one's ever used a car to run people over, though. So Letitia James thinks everyone should have a car, right? But, you know, someone used social media and murdered some people, so we should eliminate this. This is the thinking, guys. Put me in there, man. Put me in the goddamn in that room and let me whisper in the ear of the lawyer and say, this is what you're going to say. You're just going to mention cars and you're not going to be an idiot when you do it. It's the exact same thing, except cars probably kill more people. What do you guys think? What's responsible for more deaths every year? Social media or cars? What do you think? Interesting question, huh? I'd like to find that out. I mean, if you really want to stem the flow of death, you know, cars. Tracy Sanders says cars. I would think. I mean, they weren't able to come up with too many examples. But I bet you I could come up with a lot of examples of car deaths. Okay, Google. How many car deaths occur in the United States every year?
According to Forbes, more than 46,000 people die in car crashes each year, according to annual United States road crash statistics. The U.S. traffic fatality rate is 12.4 deaths per 100,000 inhabitants.
46,000 deaths from cars every year. 46,000. Okay, Google. How many people die because of social media every year?
I found these results. Wow, man, you want to look at a problem, you want to look at an issue. It seems that actually teen suicide is a big problem. That's what maybe they should be looking at. Holy shit. They feel bad for the same reason I do, man. They're not being seen on social media. Holy shit, man.
You know, you'd think you want to address that first. Maybe look at that. Do you know how many kids die every year from suicide? Dude, it's like as many people die in car accidents every year. You know, it's not anti-Semitism that's killing these people. It's not people having a voice and saying whatever they're allowed to say. It's not that. It's people feeling like they aren't being heard. Wow, man. So that's another thing worth looking into, man. I'm the list is growing now. Holy shit, how did I find that? Why is this in my way? Okay. I'm tweeting this. So the numbers could possibly be the same. Deaths from cars, deaths from social media. They're saying a good number of these kids that commit suicide every year, and it's high numbers. Can you believe this? Are on social media because they're on social media. Kids being mean to each other. Not necessarily being anti-Semitic, man. Someone feel it there. My computer just froze up. There, it's gonna. Is it gonna do it? Isn't gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Do it. Gonna not eat the broccoli. Don't eat the broccoli. Wouldn't be prudent. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. That is amazing. So, you know, I have to reassess my conclusion that more people die from car accidents than from social media. At the same time, it's a completely different way from social media, right? Like, social media that way is kids taking their own lives. It's horrible. That results in almost all the deaths from social media. But what they're talking about is people who go on social media and are inspired to do violence. And how many people get killed. You know, it's less than 1,000, I'm sure, in a year. And it's nowhere near the teen suicide numbers or the car accident numbers, which probably match the teen suicide numbers. So, I mean, don't take people's free speech away based on a very small amount of very bad people taking out large groups of people and, you know, accounting for shocking numbers at the same time. Don't take our free speech away. We need to know where these people are. And you know what? All these people were putting up red flags. Why don't you come up with programs to spot these people better? You know, come up with an algorithm to spot that person. You know, you could look into it. You don't have to send the fucking police to their house. But you know what? You could send a goddamn healthcare professional to try to help them before they choose to do something horrible and talk some sense into them. I would like my money to go towards that. How about that? That's a nice thing. Why can't we have nice things, man? For us. You know, because Biden has to puff his chest out and march around Ukraine. Send your money over here. We need some rockets and stuff. Look at us. Where do I go? I have to feel my way. I don't know where I am. Freaking disgusting. Imagine all the people who are going to have to vote for that dude, man. Oh, man. I'm glad I don't vote. People here. Lethal boredom. Oh, is my volume still off? I'm not done reading. Okay. Hold, please. Wait. Jimmy, is there anything you'd like to add before I go on?
No,
No, we're good?
we're good.
All right, here we go. All right. Okay, yay. Me, Twitter and Facebook have been unable or unwilling to adequately monitor what's posted on their own pages. They can't reasonably see everything before it goes out, but they should be responsible for taking down what is intended to incite hateful acts. The lethal... And now, how do I feel about that? You guys want to know how I feel about that? Real quick. If somebody is on social media and they're using it to promote harm to other people, I say it should be taken down instantly. It shouldn't be there to inspire other people. If it's disagreement with ideas or whatever, that's different. I mean, we could really get into it right now, but I don't want to, and I have on the show before, but that's not what this is about, necessarily. But really quick, it goes down to whenever I attacked Ben Norton from the Gray Zone about Nazi speech. You can go check out those shows. I've done a recap on the original show as well, and I told you so when Ben Norton got silenced on social media when he was calling to have the Nazis silenced on social media. And I had said to him, I was like, you're calling to have the Nazis silenced? I was like, watch what happens when you get silenced. And then sure enough, a few months later, man, that's a really good video. Actually, those are the ones that I'm talking to a couple people right now, hopefully about making some videos for me, and I'm hoping that's one of the things they use. It's fantastic stuff right there. If it's still up, I hope it is. Okay. The lethal influence of anti-social media has been felt in tragic incidents around the world from New York to New Zealand. I believed what I read online and acted out of hate, said a 19-year-old who killed 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket at a sentencing hearing last week. New York Attorney General Letitia James made the same point in a detailed report on the shooting. This is where she starts cheering on silencing people. Several online platforms played an undeniable role in this racist attack, she said, first by radicalizing the shooter as he consumed voluminous amounts of racist and violent content, helping him prepare for the attack, and finally allowing him to broadcast it. Right, that's where I lost my brain at over that one. Social media as private companies are under misguided pressure from some right-wing politicians to allow even more latitude than they do. The James report suggested a balance between free speech and responsibility. Since buying Twitter, Elon Musk has decimated the platform's content monitors. One of those let go was an algorithmic expert named Rumen Chowdhury. Chowdhury. Oh, yes. Rumen Chowdhury. I just can't get over it, guys. I have to say it a few times. I know Billy Ballantyne is losing his shit right now. Writing in The Atlantic, she said... Oh, it's a woman. Rumen's a woman. My bad. That's funny. That's what she said. Writing in The Atlantic, she said... That's what she said. It says that right here. That is what she said. She was hired to help protect users, particularly people who already face broader discrimination from algorithmic harm. Hello? But months into Musk's takeover, she wrote, "It seems no one is keeping watch." That's the end of the article. I'm telling you, it went everywhere. It was like written by 20 people, even though it says there were 2 authors. It seemed like, they brought all 10 of their personalities each to write this. And it just made no sense to me. You want to silence people that you disagree with. I understand you don't like anti-Semitism. I don't either. When it comes down to hate speech and somebody saying that you should go out there and hurt someone, that's fine. You can take that down. When someone puts up an anti-Semitic trope, I'm sorry, if it's not calling for violence, you can't just call it anti-Semitism and have it taken down. Even if it's a lie, you can't do it. You shouldn't do it, and you doing it makes you a Nazi. Stop. You know, I wish I had heard more of some of these things. They're freaking crazy. I didn't even know, man. When I heard that one, I was like, the bank one? I was like, man, I wish I'd heard about that one sooner. It's so funny. I wonder if I'm running around. All my friends thought that about me or something, or my father or whatever. What a horrible thing to think. Yeah, they don't have to work. Those people don't have to work. They don't know what work is. They've never got a blister on their thumb in their life. They have all the gold they want. Work I didn't even have to do that no one else will even appreciate. That's what that's from. That's the best kind of work. I was raking area near the creek, way in the back, man. Made it nice. Nice little clearing, just to go out and walk out onto. The dog walked out on it this morning. I was so happy. He walks out there anyway, but he walked down to the creek there, and he had never seen him do that before. So not at that area, but because I cleared it and made it nice, I made a nice area, and he's like, I'm going to go check this out. And he went right on down there. And I was just like, I'm so pleased. Bro, I was wearing gloves. It wasn't that I started raking and then put the gloves on. I was wearing gloves. I'm looking for the gloves to show you. Here. Oh, no, that's not the gloves. That's my guitar cable, the same color. Oh, I don't have a pair of those gloves here, bro. They're the blue ones with the powder coating on them. The rubber. It's like a silicone. You know the kind? They're like a nice, almost like they're a cotton soft. And then they've got the blue, like they've been dipped in rubber type gloves. They're great. I've used them for years, man. I get like 10 packs from Amazon. I use them in California. I wear holes through them and stuff. But, dude, the pair I was wearing, there's a brand new pair. It's sitting right outside on the thing. Yeah. Dude, I got that within like a half hour. When I felt it, I was like, oh, I'm getting a blister. Man, I better, da-da. And I look at it, and it was already ripped open, bro. I was like, I went right through it, man. Didn't even know. And it's taken a week for this to heal. It's finally starting to close up, man. So I'm going to write to them. I'll send them a letter to the editor, and I'll say, in response to your opinion piece, the real world consequences of online hate, anti-Semitism is bad, but unless it's calling for the harming of other people, what's worse is someone trying to silence other people they disagree with. And just make it that like a freaking tweet. Make it that short. Anyway. That's how I feel about that. Let me turn the audio back on here. I think my audio is off. There we go. Cool. Hey. That's a third rail one. And
Yeah.
it's a scorcher, bro. I don't like going there, but I'm glad that the audience doesn't mind. Thank you guys for that. So I've got all of the
27 people.
I've got all of the information. The crypto information shut down. I hadn't turned this on yet this morning because, you know, crash. But yeah, we're under our, look at that, we're under our 23,256.09. So that's what we have to get above if we want to start moving upwards. At least we have those Bollinger Bands still on screen. And what's the band for Ethereum is 1611 and it's at 1597. Why don't we see Ethereum up here, I wonder? That's Ethereum. It says H. I wonder if I move that. That's wrong. I'm so confused.
Billy Ballantyne. My worst was when I split my index fin lengthwise with an axe. It was cool.
There we go. We got those numbers up, guys. So we can see what's going on with this crash. We're in the middle of a massive dip. Now, what I'm telling my audience and what I'll tell you right now is, if any of you have been watching me make the money off of these cryptos and you've been interested and you've been getting ready to get in on a purchase and whatever, I would say, you know, now would be a great time to get into the market if that's what you're looking to do. Let's get this on the right portfolio here.
Iron Lunds McGee.
Hold on
You
a second.
sing 2-7 boy since you've been back?
No, bro, I don't know what happened to that guy. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh, hello, everyone. We're back. I'm so sorry. My mumsy had issues and needed help. So, We are back, and I've got this thing, and we've got one of these, and the algorithm must just be losing its little computer brain right now because it has no idea what I'm about to do, and I've got a problem. Check this out. God, start this video. It wasn't making any noise. I couldn't get the bubbling sound of the creek. The creek is bubbling in the background, right? It covers this up. It covers up the sound of that. Yeah. Because I'm a genius. That's why. All right, anyway. You guys are great. We love the sound of this. We're gonna go that, that. It's just beautiful. It's just wonderful.
Iron Mons McGee. Now I have Tumpy. Iron Mons McGee. To P asterisk.
That's funny. Go do it and come back. Alright. Here it is. Here. We're down. We're down. The Dow is down. We're down in the Dow. The Dow is down. We're down in the Dow. The Dow is down. Where's my pebbles? I need to see the pebbles. Where's the pebbles? I like the pebbles in the water.
Iron Mons McGee.
I like the pebbles in the water.
Taking my first birthday dab. Cheers.
All right. Happy birthday, Iron Lungs McGee. There's my pebbles.
Happy birthday.
Cheers, Jimmy. Cheers, everyone else in the sphere. Deer in the sphere over deer. Your sphere over deer. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. Happy birthday, Iron Lungs McGee. No longer got any cannabis.
Megsy Williams. Cheers. As many falling wedges and inverse head and shoulders patterns as I've seen in the last week, and they've done nothing. It's like I'm stopping looking for him. Everything is unpredictable now. My fan on my computer looks cool now. I got it on camera now.
Let's focus in on that. That'll be fun. Hell yeah. That's pretty cool. Got a little fan monitor right there. That's badass.
Iron Lums McGee.
You can always see what the fans doing.
I don't think that's what Billy meant with only fans, lol.
There it is. I like it. I like being able to see that processor process away. Dude, my Harmony was at 80,000. It's down to 67,000. It's tough, man, being a hodler. It's tough being a hodler.
Billy Valentine. Can you put the footpin back up? I linked it to an OnlyFans account since you wouldn't. Billy Valentine. Ha 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 ha, kidding.
Bro, this is so funny.
Restream.io. Congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream Chat.
Can I bring up... I wonder if I could bring up two things at the same cam. And then the other one I could have big. I might mess up all my cams on here if I do it. I have to set all my cams up again and that'll suck. You could have the doggy cam up and the fan cam up. You know? Billy, did you get the picture of the bear sitting at the picnic table I sent you? Had a knife and fork in his hand, his little paws, sitting at a picnic table.
Billy Valentine.
I don't know where I sent it.
No, I'll look now.
I may have sent it to Freak Show shit. My phone might be coming today.
Huh?
That'd be cool.
Billy Ballantyne. Not on Twitter, so I dunno.
Not on Twitter? Oh, dude. I don't know where I did that then. That's weird.
Billy Ballantyne. Nothing on Fartbox either.
I don't know. This guy spent weeks lost at sea in January, and he survived by eating a bottle of ketchup. Now Heinz wants to give him a new boat.
Huh?
They can't find the guy. Now they're asking the public to try to find him so they can give him a boat. His name is Elvis. Find the ketchup boat guy is the hashtag.
Elvis.
Find the ketchup boat guy.
Ketchup boat Elvis. Ketchup boat Elvis.
He spent 24 days at sea. Off a bottle of ketchup is all he had. Garlic powder and Maggi stock cubes that he mixed with water.
Iron Lungs McGee. The Heinz family lives literally right behind me.
No shit. He wrote the word help in the hull of the boat. And a plane spotted the boat and saw the word help when they flew over. It's freaking crazy, man. So this model, she was like dismembered and found in Hong Kong. Weird. That's some freaking triad shit. Police Hong Kong said Saturday they have arrested 3 people following discovery of dismembered body of model influencer Abby Choi. Parts of the 28-year-old's body, along with a meat slicer, electric saw, and some clothing, were found in a rental unit in Hong Kong's northern Tai Po district Friday afternoon. Police said in a press release. Police said 3 people have been arrested and detained for questioning. They received a missing persons report on Wednesday. The investigation continues. That's it. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm tweeting that shit. That's fucked up, dude. Man, that plane's making a lot of noise. It's slamming on its plane brakes. I don't like it. Stop jamming on your plane brakes. You should be going faster, not slower. They're in a hurry, damn it. Everybody's in a hurry.
Billy Ballantine. For years, I thought Elvis was the king of elves.
This guy responded to a tweet. He said, haha, no, and fuck you. He got 8,000 likes on that tweet.
Billy Ballantine. Jake brakes need to be changed on the plane. Breaker 19, Smokey on his tail.
This is an old tweet. How old is this tweet? How did I fall down this rabbit hole? What? Is it small? Oh, Amazon. I was hoping it was my phone. Go outside, sit down. Go enjoy the outside. It's pretty. Go smell those blossoms on that lemon tree. Oh, good. It's the grout for the bathroom, loose bathroom tile. That got here finally. Hopefully it's the right color. Okay. Alright. So I got some grout for tile in my bathroom that's a little loose. Put that in there.
Oh yeah.
This woman went in to report on Ukraine. She's a newscaster. She decided to join the army. She's an American. She just got part of her hand blown off. Oh yeah, she's in a big old cast.
Billy Ballantyne. Iron lungs. Do you get free ketchup?
Why would he get free ketchup? Oh, because he lives behind the Heinz family.
It's like a huge stockpile of this. Give it out to their neighbors. I would.
Oh. Oh man.
Billy Ballantyne. What a legacy. Mom, why are we rich? Because Aunt Bet invented sugary, red tomato goop.
Now have some more spaghetti and meat sauce, you brat. Alright, listen, I gotta go. I love you guys. Take care. I will see you guys in the next show, which will be this afternoon sometime. Probably around the 3 o'clock time. I would think. Maybe, yeah, something like that. Look for you guys then. Alright? Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had fun. In the meantime, come join me on
Iron
Twitter.
lungs McGee. LOL. No, I don't Billy. LOL.
I'm on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe I'll host a space. We can all talk to each other from there. That'd be cool. I'm at Nays Garden on Twitter. You want to get notified every time the show goes live. You can also follow at Nays Garden Show on Twitter and sign up for notifications on that channel so you get notified, because that one will notify you every time I go live. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks for watching. Do I still got coffee left? I do. I got coffee left.
Here you go.
Billy Ballantyne. Do it.
But as soon as the coffee's gone, I really do have stuff I gotta do. All right. Love you guys. Bye.